Thus far the Lord has helped us. 1 Samuel 7, verses 7 to 12. When we open 1 Samuel 7, verses 7 to 12, we're stepping into a moment where everything changes for the nation of Israel. This passage is not just about ancient warfare. It's about what God does when His people return to Him with their whole hearts. It's about fear turning into faith and battles turning into testimonies. Before the Philistines even appear in the story, something important has already happened. Under Samuel's leadership, Israel finally wakes up spiritually. They gather at Mizpah to fast, confess their sins, and recommit themselves to the Lord. After years of rebellion, idolatry, and spiritual dryness, the people are now turning their hearts back to God. But it's often at the moment we start going back to God that the enemy begins moving against us. And that's exactly what happens here. The Philistines see the Israelites gathered, unarmed, vulnerable, praying, and they think, now is the perfect time to attack. But God has a plan bigger than their fear. Verse 7 says that when the Israelites heard the Philistines were coming, they were afraid. And who wouldn't be? They had no weapons. They had no strategy. They had lost battles before, even when they brought the ark into the field. Emotionally, spiritually, militarily, they had reasons to fear. But this time, their fear drives them to the right place. Instead of running away, instead of panicking, they turn to Samuel, God's appointed leader. Sometimes God allows fear not to destroy us, but to redirect us back to Him. In verse 8, the people cry, "Do not stop crying out to the Lord for us." This is a major shift in Israel's heart. For the first time in a long time, they recognize their weapons cannot save them. Their military experience cannot save them. Their past victories cannot save them. Only God can save them. Fear has turned into humility, and humility has turned into prayer. Let me tell you, one of the most powerful places you can ever be is the place where you say, "Lord, I can't do this without you." Samuel takes a lamb and offers it as a burnt offering. That offering represents total surrender. A burnt offering wasn't partly kept. It was wholly given to God. And that's exactly what Israel is doing spiritually, giving their whole hearts back to God. Then we read one of the most beautiful lines in this chapter. "And the Lord answered him." God didn't answer because Israel was strong. He answered because they were surrendered. God always responds to a heart that returns to Him. While Samuel is still praying, God moves. Verse 10 says God thundered from heaven so powerfully that the Philistines panicked. Imagine the scene. The sky rumbles, lightning strikes, confusion breaks out, and the enemy runs. Israel wins a battle they couldn't even fight. Let this sink in. Some battles in your life will not be won by your strength, but by God's intervention. There are storms only God can send. There are breakthroughs only God can cause. There are enemies only God can defeat. This is divine warfare. God Himself steps into the battlefield. After God weakens the enemy, Israel moves. They pursue the Philistines all the way to Bethkar. Notice the pattern. God acts, and then they respond. Victory comes from God's power plus Israel's obedience. Faith is not passive. When God opens a door, you must walk through it. When God gives strength, you must use it. When God gives victory, you must step into it. After the victory, Samuel sets up a stone and calls it Ebenezer, meaning stone of help. And he says, "Thus far the Lord has helped us." This stone is more than a rock. It's a reminder. A reminder that God is faithful. A reminder that God hears prayer. A reminder that God fights for His people. A reminder that God will continue to help as He has in the past. Israel needed something they could see, touch, and remember. Because just like us, they were prone to forget God's goodness. Sometimes you need your own Ebenezer, a memory, a journal, a testimony, to remind you of what God has done. When you remember where God brought you from, you gain confidence for where He's taking you next. 1 Samuel 7 verses 7 to 12 is the story of a nation that finally returned to God. Fear came, but it pushed them to prayer. Prayer rose, and God answered. God answered, and the battle shifted. The battle shifted, and obedience followed. Obedience brought victory, and a stone was raised. And Samuel declared, "Thus far the Lord has helped us." My friend, if God has helped you this far, He is not about to stop now. The same God who thundered for Israel thunders for His people today. Trust Him. Call on Him. Surrender to Him. And when He brings the victory, raise your Ebenezer and declare, "The Lord has helped me all the way.